Hello, everybody. Welcome to our season finale of our Nitty Showcase. Today,
Woohoo!
we are playing Hyper Light Drifter. This game is available for PlayStation 4 and Xbox and Steam. But it's a game that is coming to Nintendo Switch sometime this year. So we decided to jump in this game. Um, it's a top-down kind of Zelda style. It has a neon art, neon 8-bit pixel pop to it.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of purples and blacks and uh, these greens and uh, or fuchsia, if you want to call it that, for the pinks and stuff. Like, it has a nice style to it. This game was supposed to come out to Wii U, but it ended up getting canceled. They couldn't get some things, but with the Switch being out, they decided to port it to that system, and a lot of people are happy.
Can I just say
Um,
that like all of my favorite indie games are being ported to Switch like within the last couple months. Like I know by the time this episode comes out, N plus plus will have come out on Switch. And
yes. So,
oh,
uh, uh, before we continue to go on, Corey, you want to announce why we're talking about M plus plus?
it's well by the time you see this episode, it's out on Switch. Finally, on Pow Block we've been talking about how are all these like. Don't get me wrong. There's a bunch of games coming out on Switch that aren't up to the quality that N plus plus is, or Hyperlight Drifter, or Shovel Knight, or anything. Not that they're like bad games or anything, but like we've been talking, like why wouldn't you put a quality platformer, a quality game on your system that's going to sell well? And because like the big rumor was like Nintendo was not interested in having another pixelated platformer on their system, especially one that's super challenging that would maybe rival a Mario game in the future, right?
Yes,
And that's why M++ hasn't come out on Switch yet. And it's been out on PS4 for almost 2 years at this point.
yes,
Because
and
I think it came out in 2016, the summer of 2016 on PS4, and then later
and
that year for Xbox One.
M plus games has been on the DS, so
It
they
had its
have
own
they
version.
just
It had 30
yes,
levels that utilized the dual screen of the DS. So it's not like Nintendo is opposed to having N plus. It's not like they're fighting budding rivals or anything.
right.
Oh, I'm
So
so excited.
yes, so
That's why we're recording these early because once N plus plus comes out, you will never see me again.
well, we'll get back into Hyperlight Drifter in a bit, but they announced it on Twitter, like literally out the blue. They announced it, and the mention the after I seen it, I hit Corey up on Messenger. I was just like, M plus plus. Not only did it get announced, they dated it to May 24th. Nobody knew, like
Yes.
out of the blue. Like, they just packed May with crazy games for indies.
Yeah, I mean not just indies, but games in general. Like it's
Yeah,
probably good that Dark Souls got out of the way. I mean, and I know that hits like a different, uh, like a different audience or whatever. Sorry, my gameplay
right.
just started, and I just realized it. Uh, what? Oh, sword. Right, swords in this game. Uh, but we still have Donkey Kong, we still have Hyrule Warriors, we have the Mega Man Legacy Collection, now N plus plus, and now a bunch of other like awesome games coming. Ugh, man, May again. We're recording this a little bit early, but May is a good month for Switch owners. Your wallet will be
Yes,
sad because it's empty, but you will be happy because you have plenty of Switch games to play,
yes.
especially N plus
Uh,
plus because it's a fantastic game.
and it's not only are we getting M plus plus, and by the time you guys see this, Bloodstain,
Oh
um,
yeah, the Bloodstained.
Curse of Curse of the Moon is coming to Switch.
So what is that game exactly?
So it's going to be a spin-off game. Uh, kind of it's more like a regular Castlevania game where it's 2D and you get to switch between players. Uh, Different characters. They have different move sets and everything. So you'll be able to uh, you'll be able to select different characters to do different moves. One of them has a whip, another one has like throwing out bats and they can turn into a bat. Um, Another one kind of just a lot of uh just a lot of different abilities that they could do. So
I mean, is it like a full game?
yeah, it's a full game.
Jeez.
So uh yeah. So yeah, it I mean it just literally came out the blue. The money that e- uh
It was like a stretch goal, right?
uh
From what
well
I
no,
understand.
not that I know of. I know that they hmm, oh 1 second. I know what they uh from what it says is that because of they made 5.5 million for Bloodstain. I think the money that they some of the money that they had left or they was able to use, they were able to make this game.
Uh, don't doesn't Bloodstain have a publisher now though? Isn't that kind of like the thing that's rubbing people the wrong way?
Um yes.
It who's publishing that? Deep Silver?
I believe
I
so.
want to say it's
I,
Deep Silver.
I think it's Deep Silver.
I'm kind of excited for that game.
Yeah. Hopefully we see something about it. Uh
I think we will. I think we'll see it at E3 a little bit.
That's what I'm hoping. Well, let's get back a little bit before we go more onto that. So Hyper Light Drifter, like I said, is a top-down kind of action RPG. Um, City, go down here. Um, and yeah, you just play. I don't know if the warrior has a name or anything, but it seems that he
I think
kind of
his name is just Drifter. I think that he's just the Drifter.
drifter. Okay.
I don't know. That's what I've always called him. I don't know if that's correct or not. You can leave a comment, guys, if you really are that set on correcting me. Ooh, I love the dash mechanic. It's so fun.
Yeah, and so it seems like he has some kind of sickness, and
Yeah,
uh,
well, it's the sickness from these like they almost look like creatures from you would see if Twilight Princess was a pixelated like a
mhm,
pixelated game. I love that game, man. Twilight Princess is a good Zelda game. I still
yes,
stand by that. It's like still my second favorite Zelda game of all time, behind Breath of the Wild, and then Wind Waker, and then Link's
have,
Awakening.
have you heard of a game? I think it's called Legend of Princess.
Uh-uh.
It was like let's see, it was kind of
You can always
it
tell
was
when Ed's playing because I know you can't really see us on the video, but like I can see Ed, and you just gets this intense look on his eyes, like he's concentrating.
yeah. Okay, so Legend of Princess is like a fan made 3 player, I mean not 3 player, 1 player 2D side scrolling game. And you could it's only on PC, it's free. Uh I actually remember downloading this game and playing it. So it's kind of like a take on the Legend of Zelda series, but you play this pink hair hero, and it's just put in the Legend of Zelda series. Um, uh, the Legend of Zelda series, in a 2D mode. Mm.
Warp here
So,
anytime. All right. Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see the Breath of the Wild mod where somebody literally went in and changed the code a little bit to where you play as Zelda, and like they changed the cutscenes and everything because all the cutscenes are an engine to like have Zelda be the hero of the game.
oh no, I didn't see that.
It's like this weird PC mod because you know how easily the Wii U disc, the ROMs can be ripped off the Wii U disc,
Yeah,
and like Simu, and like we don't like, what do you call it? We don't
condone.
yeah, condone piracy or anything. But like this Zelda, like they've ripped all the assets and made all the assets run in 4K, 60 frames a second, and then they've also, somebody has taken the code and kind of made a real, it's called I forget what the mod's called. It's called like Breath of the Princess or something, and where you actually go ooh, those are bombs. Those hurt. Where you actually go through and play through the whole game as Princess Zelda, and they've almost set it up as kind of like a prequel to the game because Link is gone,
Yeah,
and it's her trying to like go through, and she plays through all, like, I mean it's the same game, but all the cutscenes are kind of set up to where she's trying to like convince the champions to join her again, like the new champions. It's really cool. And like they changed all the armor sets and everything to be like female oriented, to where like, you know, they would fit her, instead of like how they fit Link, fit her more like a female armor set. It's really cool what they did. I'm like actually really want to play it. Oh my gosh,
nice.
if they would just give me that, if they would just give me another Breath of the Wild, I cannot wait. And I know they just hired for like a new designer or whatever. I just want another Breath of the Wild, man. It's such a good game.
Well, I think hopefully we get one soon. Well, not so much soon as in.
Like, I hope we get another game on the Switch in that engine. Is what I would like to see. I would like to see Breath of the Wild, not Breath of the Wild 2, but like a Majora's Mask-esque, where it's like the same engine, same type of gameplay mechanics, just more. Maybe they add a little twist to it.
That'd
be amazing.
Yeah.
I just want more Zelda, man. And like sometimes you're like oh yeah, like these little Zelda games like Blossom Tales or this like could hold you over until the next Zelda game, but then when you play Zelda, it's like nothing can really hold you over until the next Zelda game, you know? Nothing can really hold you over because it's just such a polished, unique experience every time. Every time, man.
Yes.
This game's close, though. This game's really good.
So, yeah.
Fighting enemies in Hyper Light Drifter. Ed, how do you feel about our Nindy showcase? How do you think it went? How do you think, you know, do you think we did the Nindies justice by talking about them and playing them and stuff? Because this is the season finale. Oh no. Whoops, wrong button.
I think we did. We explored a lot of games that, you know, are going to give people good value and enjoyment in what they play. And so, oh goodness. So I think we did a great job. We introduced something new from a lot of different games, even though some of them might feel a little safe and stuff. But maybe we will tackle something like Tower Fall, or uh, we may tackle something like Mr. Shifty and things. Kind of some innovative games uh, that we normally don't touch. Well, normally people might be like, "Well, that's not a Metroidvania game, or that don't meet my taste and stuff." What we did was we tried to explore games that people will probably enjoy, get a uh good bang for their buck, like some longevity. And I think we did a good job, just showing people different games and talking about them. And uh, yeah, I think if people who are into indie games or just want to get into some indie games, I think we got a strong lineup that they could check. Um,
Yeah, and like, look, we only set out to do an 8 episode season, right? And like, I think I think we picked 8 really solid games. Some of them are super
yes,
popular and obvious to play, but some of them aren't. Like, how many people do you think know about Blossom Tales or Lightfall or, even Blaster Master Zero to a point? Like, how many people really know what those games are?
yes,
So, I mean, I think for our second season we'll try to tackle more games that aren't so obvious but like really good games.
hmm
Because like I do want to. Oh, I was like, what? Okay, thanks. I always forget that you have this gun in this game, and I'm like, what does that even mean? But yeah, like I think we picked some really solid games this season, and the next season, oh no, which killed me. I think the next season we will pick more games that people will enjoy. Maybe they're less obvious. Maybe we'll pick Snake Pass. Maybe we'll pick Garage, or some of these other games some games that aren't even announced yet. There's also great games that are super obvious that we didn't pick, like SteamWorld Dig 2, or I can't think, I'm being chased by witches, but like there are super obvious games we didn't pick, and that deserve to be
gun
played as well.
score, gun scoring cannolis.
Oh jeez.
We haven't even touched on any of the fighting games and stuff.
I know.
Like there's a lot of games in a lot of genres that we haven't touched. Some of them are not released yet, like the tag team game,
Or like I mean the Guacamelee 2 is probably going to make its way to Switch at some point. Like, there's a lot of awesome indie games that I really think like people. I'm trying. I don't have any health, bird. Stop bothering me, bird, or whatever you are. Little thing that follows me around. But overall, I think our first season was pretty successful. I aside from a few technical mishaps that happened that we've had to re-record episodes twice. But I really think that we've gotten the hang of what to expect from this show, and we didn't really go into like the pod and play kind of thing that we normally go into when we're doing a full season of pod and play.
right?
But I think we showed off the games pretty well, and I hope people watch these and say, oh yeah, that game looks cool. And if we help some of these indie developers get sales, like I'm happy that we did that. So I do not have a key to open this door. But anyways, Ed, take us out.
So everybody, thank you for joining us for the Nindy Showcase. You guys could check our playlist for all the other games that we did. Shovel Knight, Graceful Explosion Machine, Blaster Master Zero, and just some other titles that you guys might find interesting to play. And like I said earlier, even if you don't own the Nintendo Switch, if they're available on other platforms, we do ask you guys to go, try them out, pick them up, or whether there might be a sale. And if you have it on PC, they might be in some humble bundles. Really help these indie developers out by picking up their game and playing it, and supporting them, because they really work hard to bring us the ton of original games that kind of the triple A and some first party are kind of missing. So hopefully this show has helped you guys better your library of games, direct your taste, give you a good challenge. You guys can find me on Twitter at that retro code, and you can find Corey on Twitter at
You can find me at Corey and HD. Woo.
yes, and you can also check out other shows like Pod and Play, Nintendo Power Block, Arsenal X, Expansion Pack, Expansion Pass, Nurse Gone Platinum, Trophy Hunters, World 101, and other shows at Nurse Gone Rogue Radio here on YouTube or NGRradio.com, where you guys can find a lot of our written content and videos and discussions there. So everybody, thank you for joining us for season 1 of the Nindy Showcase. Hopefully we will be back and enjoy some Nindies.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys next year, or not next year. See you guys next time on Nindy Showcase.
Bye, guys. Woo. Hope it's not next year.
Yes.